the final campaign in my long war against Superman. While his powers were drained from constant battle, sending him into space to recharge from the Earth's yellow sun, I struck.
Cyborg, concentrate fire on Luthor while I call down some artillery. Deathstroke, time for you to join the party.
Lots of murdering to do.
Lose something?
Greetings, sister.
This? Nobody kills the bat but me!
Call him! Bring him to me! Batman! Adam! You don't deserve to live! Diana. Beaten by a mere man. No. You've lost everything. No. I beat you. Luthor!
Brainiac had returned. For years, he'd been stealing the powers of Earth's protectors, but we were too busy fighting amongst ourselves to see the danger. With you three dead, Brainiac quickly eliminated the remaining heroes. The lucky ones died fighting. Finally, I alone survived. A rat in the walls of the Brainiac construct. I have traveled through time to warn you. This is my past, but your future. And it means the end of humanity, so together, we must change it.
What have you done, Luthor?
Given you a fighting chance.
He's lying. It's some kind of trap. Why should we trust you?
Because if you don't, Earth is doomed. I've stolen Brainiac's Exobytes and released them into Earth's atmosphere. They hold the powers stolen from the heroes and villains of my time, and will bestow them on anyone they contact. The Exobytes will create a new breed of superhuman to fight Brainiac's invasion. You must teach them to use their new abilities, for they must be on the front line in the coming battle, or my grim future will become your own.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our selected characters that you guys can see. We have 15. We have all the powers in the game. There is going to be a Superman event that's going to be taking place. An amazing event that you guys have to participate until the time is necessarily due. For the most part, we're going to lock in and show you guys all these beautiful characters. From the Justice League itself, I was able to create these characters within the game and the principles within the game. For the most part, these characters will look somewhat identical, but not the identical official characters. But for the most part, I want you guys to see the style, the gameplay, what we do for the day, ask questions. And remember, we have a lot of great things in store. Some styles are created randomly, and we are just utilizing our best, features in the game of what we can see on Google and styles and stuff like that. So we're getting our styles from a lot of places, and we're trying to utilize as much as we possibly can positive, but show positive and negative vibes within the fights, because there's going to be turmoil between the tank, the healer, the troll, the DPS is doing things on time, the lag in the game. You gotta remember, there's negatives and positives. I'm trying to see more positive than negative. For the most part, we're going to work with Superman, because Superman is now the official face of DC for this week, for the 15th to the 22nd, 2025, April. So let's get right into it and show you guys how much we can get done in a day with all of these scenario types bothering us, but at the same time giving us the hope to doing this properly. So let's get right to it.
Unless you get caught, then you're just another rogue.
Man down! Dispatch!
With someone else. Good job.
I am Swamp Thing, and I represent the green, growing things of this planet. It is spring, the time for all living things to grow. Poison Ivy seeks to disrupt the balance. She must be stopped.
Lords of Order, grant us your favor.
Just keep trying, and you might be able to log in. God spare life. Realistically, I have did the same exact thing. Turn off your PlayStation, reload, click back in. If it doesn't go again, close the app, try it again, and then you might see some possible, scenario types. But turn off your system first. Yo, why am I on the loading screen of death? Yo, why is this taking so long? Why is this taking so long right now? What? Honestly, I have heard people talking about this scenario type, and they're trying to fix certain problems because they're updating it. You know what I mean? So they got to figure out the problems as soon as they're updating it, and then the server is going to obviously talk about the problems, and then they know what kind of issues are issues. You see, like, look at that. And you know what the funny thing about it is? I set it up this live stream to be really, really well put together. And look what's going on right now. What is going on right now? You have been waiting for 2 hours? Nah, stop, man. The game started acting crazy since you've been in the chat. I can't even lie. It started acting crazy. When you said something, the game started acting crazy. But I know it's not on just you, but you know what I mean? It felt really good to have that power of will just for a moment. But yeah, the game is having issues. I've been saying this. I've been notified of this. It's been hard to stream. This game has been terrible. But for this week, based off of the Superman event that's taking place, a lot of great things are happening right now. They're about to add a new costume style into the game. a lot of people are going to be start walking around like Velzot and Superman, the Electric Superman, and yeah, like there's just a lot of things acting horrible right now, like acting horrible. But we will see something change. I have the time right now to put in and dedicate like 5-6 hours. I can't even lie. To actually just lock in, be successful, understand my click frame, understanding my characters hand by hand, how we got to go through all the scenario types, reading through scenario types and playing through the scenario types, but at the same time giving them something that they already know is just going to be gameplay after gameplay. You know what I mean? I was trying to show you guys sequence on how I would go amongst the day. I just try to go and sell some things in the broker. I needed a certain item for, especially, you know, crowd controls, or you call CCs. Man, it's terrible. It's literally terrible. Now we got to look at this screen. You know what I mean? Connecting. Come on, like, you hear the sound in the background, you see the loading screen, and they're messing me up right now, man. They're messing us up, I should say, because realistically, everybody wants to watch a good gameplay situation. Maybe I have something that you want. I am using all 15 powers in the game. I'm using all 15 powers in the game, and I'm just trying to utilize understanding all of them. My God, loading screen. Yo, loading screen of death is real. I tried to click out X a couple times, and I was like, hey, does X work? It went black one time. It brought me to a screen, and it started glitching. And it showed me like a character that was made out of like gray, and I could like swirl around and look at this character, but I can't really choose and select my character, right? So there's all these little things that I'm seeing, and yeah, he's like a grayish, whitish character, you know what I mean? Looked like he was a blob, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, I got that. Yeah. I sat there and I was like, hey, what is going on right now? And then you see the printing of the background in the background moving this character that's in the middle. I was like, what is going on? And if you really look closely or listen closely, you can move your analog stick and hear movement. You can hear movement. Wait, where's my controller? Oh shit. Okay, no, it didn't give it to me. You can hear like footsteps are moving like in the background. Yeah, this is tough, especially for streamers like myself who don't have a computer right now at their usage. But I do have a computer. I just don't have the hardware in the computer that makes the computer the official computer that you can obviously have. And I'm streaming off like a PlayStation 5, the newest one, and I like streaming on it. I can't kid you. But there's so much things that a computer individual could do and click and obviously enhance. With a PlayStation 5 version, you have a lot of things that you can do within the system that you would obviously be like, wow, that wasn't there before, you know what I mean? And you would just utilize it. But I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, if I did get a computer or build a computer, I would have the opportunity to still show you videos or watch other people's videos, like live streaming video events and whatnot taking place, or previous things that took place last week that was highlights. It would have been great to show you these things, and I'm not gonna kid you, like I would have liked to do that, right? When I was in the server, it was laggy. Okay, yeah. When there's too much players in one area, we all know back in the days there was situations between Gotham and Metropolis when they had boss fights in Metropolis and Gotham, and people were spamming them and shouting for them in LFG. And when there was like, you know, you can get like 200 people in one place in Gotham, right? In a big map, right? So when you get that much people with all these different internet connections going after one boss that's going off of their server situation, of their internet, you utilizing their internet with your internet and showing you time frame of what could take place. It is incredible how you can go through a scenario type not realizing that these people are affecting how you are attaching yourself to certain missions, open world missions as well, because they're all logging on at a particular time of the day. Especially, it's about to be almost 3 o'clock. Do you know how big it's gonna be when people start logging on? For instance, we got the young ones, right? But it's kind of funny because they mess it up like this. Like, think about it. We're the grown ones who know what's going on in the game and knowing how to beat levels, right? And the kids don't know how to beat the levels, right? So you need those grown people to come in and solve those problems so they can follow behind, but at the same time get those feats. Do you understand what I mean? I don't know if about you. I was watching this Discovery Channel type situation where a goat, before the ages of like 1 to 2 or 3, would have to climb the biggest mountain of them all and literally conquer it with someone who's over the age of like 20 or 30. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this goat literally is climbing up a hill with no ledge on it, but it looks like there's a ledge, but there's no ledge on it. And this goat got to do this by 3 years old. Are you guys serious? Yo, I'm a middle class individual, and I know when my little brother was around me, that kid was following everything I almost was doing. But then when he found out he got wings, that guy did whatever he wanted. Do you understand the difference? That's crazy. That's crazy. That lag is real, though. That lag is real. But like I said, I enjoy playing this game. I definitely do, especially when it's running smoothly. I mean, there's no glitching, there's no bugs, the connection. Your connection's good. You know what I mean? The weather outside. A lot of these components really work within the scenario type too, and you gotta realize things. I'm not giving them excuse, but I'm giving them the realization of there's sometimes you gotta woosah yourself. You know what I mean? Say, I know they're trying. You know what I mean? I know they're trying, but I hope they don't screw up anything on my account. That's all you gotta do. Because when they start screwing with your account, that's when it gets bad. That's when it gets really bad. That's when it gets bad. You come back online, you don't have something that you had before, and you're like, where did that go? And that's what I'm talking about. Like, that right there is a sign of the game being breached in many different ways. Exploited. Hacked. But other than that, there's always a window within the people who know the windows, right? Now, truly, I can tell you something like this. We have seen these scenario types happen before, but it would be better if they make this a routine every single time they say they're about to update it. They go, on Tuesday during the times of the morning shift from 10 to maybe 1 or 3 o'clock, you're going to do some updates on these scenario types. Because if you think about it, the grinders who are really about this game, they be grinding as soon as 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. They be hopping online. Their boys are up, you know what I mean? Mans are just night owls, and they just turning heads and just clicking away, you know what I mean? And the internet usage, no one's going to be up at that time using the same amount of internet to do what they're doing when they're doing it. So if you think about it, they're getting stream time and they're getting good movement time. Yo, everything turns out to be very smooth. So let's get this right. As you know, guys just popping online at certain times of the night, you know what I mean? The game moves really smoothly, it moves really crisp. You get double the situation based off the week that you were on. You start to utilize it a little bit differently. But now, let me tell you this. They should start making it a thing that they got to make it every week. They have this shutdown and they start really looking at their game. Because if they're talking about product to the boss, they got to stop thinking like this doesn't matter. Everything that they input into the game matters, because remember, it's a coding device that can be enhanced with the ability to stay the same or prone to activity, right? So when you got stuff like are coding and prone to activity, that means it's growing, it's learning, it's processing, it's calculating. And then at that particular moment, it could have been a virus in between the firewall of that breach of that press of a button. So now, if I told you I could come to your house and bring somebody that I never met before and sit there in your house and literally cause your house to burn down, do you know what that feels like? I don't know if you guys live with people that had like these problems in their cribs, but I was not one of them. I'm just saying, they come to your house, they build an infestation. That one situation turns into millions of situations. That is the fear behind everything that comes down. It's so small, it's a bug. And get ready, we're getting right now into the season again, man. We're getting right back into the season again. We're getting right back to the season again, man. They gotta start doing this. We're getting right back into the season again. Shh. Mosquitoes, life-sucking bloodsuckers, yo, they're out there, man. They really out there. They really about to be action. All those ponds, all those drainage, they about to be wicked as hell. I'm telling you. So what I'm gonna tell you guys, DC keeps sucking us dry based off the scenario type, trying to keep this game afloat when they know they still doing these problems and figuring these problems out. The question is how fast they get it done, and do they give us some time to work with, because not everyone has the same time to work with their game. So, you know what I mean? They're losing out. Certain period of time. So the whole point is, how do they fix these problems in time frames? That's how you know you have the team to do it. Someone's telling nobody about something and somebody's telling somebody about something. Give or take. How does this really work? I'll leave it up with you guys for the most part. We're going to definitely have to try this another time. I honestly felt like this was going to be a really good moment to sit down, get some individual gameplay into the game. But we all know the company who's running the game is having issues, so we'll come back. We will try to have the same focus. It's so sad when you have the focus to doing everything at one time and then you just lose the opportunity, right? It sucks. But yeah, we can regroup later on and try to figure out exactly what's taking place, and maybe they might say something in the updates that needed to be, put out there, but there's got to be some record of understanding what they have done or what they have proceeded to do, and someone's got to overview and watch it on the professional side to cover ass. You know what I mean? If you don't know that, abbreviation, then you gotta look at your association and see what's going on. For the most part, I'll see you guys later.